We're discussing whether Air India should be denationalized. Carry on with your voting. We'll carry on with our discussion. PC Sen, you were telling me there was a lot that was good about Air India. It embodied a certain kind of grace. It embodied Indian arts in a way. The cabins were beautifully designed. And you're saying it shouldn't be privatized. It shouldn't be sold. It should be privatized. Don't just sell it off.
I'm saying that any organization that has to, that is controlled by government and has to face 9 parliamentary committees 4 times a year and go on, coming to Rajiv Gandhi Bhavan or any Bhavan or the other is not going to perform. The point is that you have to deshackle it from that. But what was suggested in the Kelkar committee was rather than sell it off to the highest bidder, first of all, make it strong before going in for privatization,
so that the
number
standards
one.
Are maintained.
And number 2 is that you give equity to public organizations like banks and other responsible organizations that will ensure that something that has been built up over the years, you can't just condemn it and say that, as someone said, that it needs to fade into oblivion. Why? When someone has done a damn good job and you cannot prove that it's his or her fault, then why do you want him to fade into oblivion? That knowledge is there, that experience is there, it needs to be used.
So he said, why do you want Air India to fade into oblivion?
No, he didn't say that. Swaminathan.
I don't. Swaminathan, Uncle Sarya Iyer wants it. And thankfully I don't look like him or even sound like him. And certainly don't write like him. But the reality, and I think Mr. Sen made a very interesting point, it's a great brand. Today I was delighted no end when Amitabh Bachchan on Twitter sends a message to me saying that you remember the days of Bobby Cooker. There was a brilliant line which he said, there's an air about Air India.
Right.
It was the epitome of elegance. It was the epitome of great service. It was a fantastic airline, and a brand at its heart remains a fantastic brand.
How can it regain that?
It's only when brand managers like the bureaucracy who screw it up, that's when the
so your basic mantra, is take away the bureaucrats.
It's a great brand.
Right. Jitendra Bhargav.
It's a great brand. Do not destroy it. No, bring it back. 1 minute, Jitendra. Bring it back to great levels of admiration. The people are fantastic. The pilots, the crew. I mean, most foreign airlines treat you as if you were a slave.
Okay.
Going in for eternal slavery.
So we're running against time.
In Air India.
Go ahead, Mr. Bhargav.
Yeah, I don't think the airline needs to go into oblivion. The reality is, as we really said, unshackle it from the government control. Re-engineer the work processes that you have. You can't be having work or agreements with the unions which date 1970 and you want to execute them now. The unions have been hard to get. Of course, Mr. Sen made a point that nobody is talking to them, but reality would be with 13 unions on hand, you spend far more time talking to the unions, and as we said, unions have also spread their wings and they want to be part in everything. For example, what sparked the strike? The strike basic root cause was the.
Mr. Bhargav, I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut you short because we're completely out of time. But your basic mantra is don't let it fade into oblivion. Just unshackle it. I think that is the unanimous verdict of all our panelists. It's a great brand. It used to embody grace and majesty. Let's not throw it away, but let us in fact rescue it and take it away from the bureaucrats and the netas. Thanks very much indeed. Suhail Seth, Jitendra Bhargav, PC Sen, thanks very much. It's the time to denationalize Air India. What are you telling us there at the end of the show? In fact, what is our final verdict? 79% yes. Thanks for watching.